All right, we are live, and we'll just go give one more minute because 7:29 here. I think it is getting close to six in India,
Yeah, 6 in India, bright and early.
right and early.
It's
Yes.
it's also a bit foggy though.
Oh, yeah, it's
Eh, It's poetic because that's what we are trying to do through this podcast. Remove some
correct.
fog for the SMBs.
Yeah. No, we are trying to make the fog clear for them, right?
Exactly.
So yeah. All right, it's 7:30. Okay, let's
It's
get started. Then go ahead.
okay. Great. Great, great, great. Okay, hello everyone. This is Shantanu. Welcome back to this series of podcasts on strategy meets execution, the Broadway topic that we have. The play today is on digital imperatives, which is turning data into dollars for small and medium businesses and manufacturers, particularly in that. I am Shantanu Kelkar. I welcome you all to this sixth episode in our series. Um, how one question that SMBs, one question that keeps SMBs awake as at night, SMB owners, is how do we stay profitable in a market that's getting faster and more expensive every day? We are talking about the digital imperative here, driving profitability with tools like artificial intelligence, AI, and IoT, which is Internet of Things, right? So,
Absolutely.
uh, yeah, go
Hello,
ahead.
everyone. As Shantanu introduced, I'm Aniket. I have 15 plus years in experience in global supply chain. Did work in Amazon before and also work in Cummins for 12 years. Now I am also working for one consultancy company, working on providing robotics automation solutions. And I'm excited to be here to share our experiences as well as some insights on this topic about IoT and digital imperative. How do you turn the data into the dollars for SMB manufacturers? So I'm excited to be here. Let's dive into the slides. What do you think, Shantanu?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's jump straight into what we call the new reality of performance. So, Aniket, when we talk about SMBs and when we talk to clients, they often think that AI is something which is yet to come, something which is yet to become a reality. It's still in the mindset that it's a hype cycle and it's probably not for me. But looking at the data that we have in front of us from all across, AI and IoT are delivering already 10 to 30% operating cost reductions right now as we speak.
Absolutely. And that's where looking into this slide, I've spent like 15 years in this supply chain, and so I've seen this topic, this IoT and improvement in OEE, it's been happening now. And our for SMBs, we are seeing a double digit OEE, which is overall equipment effectiveness gains
Mm,
within 12 to 24 months, almost 1 to 2 years. That is not a magic. Let me be clear. It's a predictive
mm,
maintenance, cutting downtime by around 50%, which is huge. And
mm.
talking about operational efficiency, that's lifting over by 32%. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. Those are big numbers, and it has direct financial impact. So the money part is also critical. Um,
absolutely,
about 98% of the companies, as it says here, they expect benefits within 2 years, and most of the projects actually see payback with under 12 months. So if you are seeing those kinds of ROIs, those kind of payback periods, then that's what you want. You can actually take that to the bank. You can keep your CFO happy. You can keep your other stakeholders happy with it, right? So
absolutely.
let's look at why is it an imperative now? Why is it not waiting till 2027? Why is it a reality of today.
Yeah, and so it's a perfect storm. First, you have reshoring, which is major OEMs are shortening their supply chains, looking for domestic suppliers, because what happened in COVID. Most of the supply chain was dependent on China. Now
Hmm.
a lot of OEMs realized the risk. They wanted to inshore rather than offshore, and if you can't keep up with their digital demands, you lose that contract.
Absolutely. And then there's also this labor crisis. I think we have termed it here as silver tsunami.
Hmm.
Uh, Maybe someone, a worker like me, may not carry that silver, but it's still a tsunami.
It is.
There's a lack of skilled labor or skilled workforce, uh, and the people who know the processes today are retiring soon.
Hmm.
So it's a perfect storm that way.
Yeah, you said it right, Shantanu. Experts are retiring, taking decades of tribal knowledge with them. Turnover hit nearly like 37% in 2023. Uh, that's a really big number. But here is a good news, Shantanu. Technology costs have collapsed. The wireless
Mm-hmm.
IoT sensors that used to cost thousands of dollars, like 2 3 years or 4 years before, now they are just costing 50 to $150. It's just like
Yeah.
penny to the dollars,
No,
right?
and correct, and I think that's where the expanse increases.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a game changer because then suddenly the kind of base that is able to access it,
Mm-hmm.
for whom this becomes accessible, that increases multifold. It, in a sense, democratizes the technology, and you don't really need a million dollar budget to start on any of these programs, and it's, I think, in a perfect spot for small and medium businesses. So let's look at the market landscape as you have displayed here on the slide. The the background is 98% of US manufacturers are small or medium businesses, right? But looking at this adoption chart, let's look through this, Aniket.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see here?
Absolutely. So when I look at this, it's concerning to me. Look at the basic connectivity. That's
Hmm.
25% adoption. It's a very
Hmm.
it is concerning, and predictive analytics is sitting at around 5%. So the
Hmm.
leaders who are adopting this technology, they are pulling away. So what they can do, like
Hmm.
they can pivot production in real time. Are the laggards, the companies doing things the way they did in 1990s, right? uh, Old times, risk getting cut out of the supply chain is real. It's that's a big problem,
Oh,
right?
oh, yeah, right. But then what do you think is specifically killing profitability for those laggards?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna see. So there are some silent killers. There are two things, right? Unplanned downtime and the quality bottlenecks.
Mm-hmm.
So 90% of the organizations say an hour of downtime cost over 100K, $100,000.
Oh,
That's staggering.
oh,
And for SMBs, that average is closer to around 260 to 50K per hour, thousand
mm,
dollars. I'm talking about everything is in thousand. That's huge.
oh, wow. Oh, that's huge. That's catastrophic, as they can say.
Absolutely. And then if you look, it's most SMBs operate in a break fix mode. They fight they
Mm-hmm.
fight the fires. Then you have a quality control. If you depend on manual inspection at the end of the line, you've already wasted your labor and materials before you find a defect.
Mm. No, and again, I think what we have been talking about all this while, in our previous episodes as well. Um, this is something that can be tackled with a combination of AI, with IoT, with the
Hmm.
overall digitization approach. And again, we have already covered, when we spoke previously, some very practical solutions about it, for doing that. So if we simplify it further, how let's look at how does data to dollars flow work in this case, in case of using AI and IoT by the SMBs. So how do we go about that?
Yeah. Good question. So as explained in this graph, like it's a three-step layer. First one, IoT. This is the sensors, as Shantanu said. They collect the data from the machine. Basically, data gathering uh, instruments. Then there is a AI, the layer of AI, which provides the insights. It does the data analysis, pulls the data. It does all the inference. It sims pattern. It recognizes the patterns. That sometimes human misses. And then the third is the edge. This delivers the speed. It processes the data locally so you can react in real time.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, and I think the results are there for everyone to see, and it cuts across. It's 20 to 40% reduction in maintenance costs, as you see here, about 20 to 30% reduction as well in scrap. Right? So it's not just one or two KPIs. It is something that has an impact on the business as a whole.
100%. Exactly. You said it right, Shantanu. I mean, you move from, I think the machine sounds funny, or,
Hmm.
there's something wrong with this machine too. The AI says bearing, exactly, this bearing number 3 or number 4 is failing. Let's fix it
Hmm.
during the lunch break, or it will give you a scheduled downtime. It will book that, and then you go boom. So basically, the AI and all these IoT sensor does all the magic behind.
Yeah, yeah. But then I think what the next natural question
Hmm.
for our listeners, for companies who have been running these plants, running these machines for decades now, they must be thinking, I have machines from the 1980s. Um, I can't hook them up to the cloud. They don't come with that kind of technology. So what do I do about it?
Good question. Yeah, and you said it right. That's the biggest myth we need to bust. We are
Hmm.
talking about a brownfield reality, Shantanu. You do not
Mm-hmm.
need to rip and replace. You just retrofit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do you mean
Yeah,
with that?
and so basically, what you do is you wrap the legacy equipment in a digital skin of external sensors. So you
Mm-hmm.
have, if you have a unpredictable motor failures, you just slap on a wireless vibration sensors. Look at this hero case, right? I think uh, right here, yeah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like a mid-sized plastic manufacturer was looking at spending around 1.2 million dollar on a new extruders. And with this technology, they instead spend like $15,000 just on IoT sensors, and their problem is solved.
Wow.
That's a
Wow.
huge,
Oh, that's a big reduction.
it is 1.2 to 15K. Think about that. Sensors identified the motors nearing failures within 2 months. So they saved like the capital expense and the fix the reliability issues.
That's incredible. So maybe on the next slide, let's look at the two specific solutions that
Hmm.
we can recommend:
Correct.
predictive maintenance and AI quality control. That make it more real for our listeners.
Yes. Let me
Yeah.
go to that slide. Give me a second. The PDM and vision, right? Yeah. Oh, my computer just got up. Give me a second. Okay. So this one is the um, ROI 12. Okay. Let's talk about is this PDM and vision, this transformation journey.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you had it on the previous slide as well.
Uh, there you go. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So two specific solution that we talked about is PDM and AI quality control,
Quality control. Yeah.
right? So with PDM, low cost sensors that establishes a baseline,
Mm-hmm.
and the AI learns what normal looks like and flags anomalies.
Mm-hmm.
So you have AI for a quality control. We use cameras, vision cameras. That's that AI does all the inspections of 100% of the parts. And if it is
Mm-hmm.
not a tired worker checking every tenth of the part, and then sometimes he misses out. There's the human error completely gets eliminated. So it's a camera checking
Absolutely.
every single one.
Yeah, and you can see that big impact on reduction in defect
Yeah,
rates, which again, if I can relate it back to our previous discussions, the quality of output, the quality of products, again, that has a lot of knock-on effect on your business, on even the support that you get to your business from various government policies, etc. Because that is one key KPI that they are looking at, right? What is your quality standard? And if you're with this technology, you're able to directly impact that. I think that's what eventually the SMBs would need.
100%. So
So
let's look
yeah,
at
let's
this
go.
transformation journey.
Hmm.
I think, yeah, the roadmap.
Correct. Yeah. So, you know, uh, again, let's break it down into a few steps. Now that I have, as an SMB owner, if I have decided to do it, how do I go about
Sure, yeah. So you need a roadmap, right? Without roadmap,
it? Hmm.
nothing. Like so we suggest a 5 phase journey. This is laid out on this slide. Start with digitization, connectivity, integration, predictive analytics, and then autonomous operations. But the magic happens in first 90 days. So
Okay, great.
let's
Let's look at
let's
that.
yeah, we can look into the blueprint of that. So first, give me a second. There you go. So first
Yeah.
2 weeks are the foundation. Basically, what you do is audit your assets, pick the biggest bottleneck. I think we covered this point in the previous podcast as well, as Shantanu
Mm-hmm.
provided some case studies as well. But basically, do the value chain analysis of your existing processes and find out what are the biggest bottleneck, where are your biggest blocker, and then start from there, right? Then you
Mm.
go into the second week, 3 and 6. Don't do the whole factory. Just pick one or two lighthouse machines, or um, pick some of the biggest bottleneck. Pick those machines and install sensors on that. Then 7 to 12, week 17, 7 to 12. That's where you run the pilot, collect the
Mm-hmm.
data against your baseline. Do all the like gather the data, remove all the bad data. I mean, you need to do some data quality check on that
Mm-hmm.
before you feed into AI to do the further analysis. But that's very important. And then week 12 is go to no go decision. That's where the magic happens. You calculate, you have all the data, you make the decision on basis of that data, and then calculate your actual ROI.
Okay, great. So I think what it does tell me is, yes, you have that large, big vision of getting to that autonomous end, or the ultimate utopian world of autonomous operations. But then I think it's absolutely very important to start small, take that first step, prove the value in that, and then scale. Taking it further. So of
Yes.
course, it's easier said than done.
Mm.
We have always been pragmatic in what we have been saying, Aniket. So um, let's also look at the risks that one can encounter while
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah. You want to cover that, or I mean, I'm fine. Let me know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, sure. So go
go ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So there are four risks, like cybersecurity, which is connecting the OT networks expands your attack surface, and then you need a network segmentation for that. That's the big one. Cybersecurity. When you go into the digitization, you have to
Mm-hmm.
protect that. Then there is workforce resistance, which is natural. No one likes the change. That's why you need to bring your people, your entire team together. You have to collaborate with them. You need to get them to this journey of digitization and changing the processes a little bit for a better efficiency. So they normally a lot of people fear the robots because they think they are
Mm-hmm.
taking their jobs. That's where you need to peel the onion there to show them the data, to tell them why we are doing this, why it's going to be better, things like that. Third is pilot
mm,
purgatory. This one is the bigger, and then we can dive into that pilot purgatory, because I was reading some other reports like 54% of the projects, they got
mm-hmm.
halted after the pilot. I mean, companies
Wow.
are good in starting this pilot project, but then they never go into the next phase of applying those learning from the pilot and then scaling it up. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where the biggest blocker is. And then vendor lock-in. Don't get trapped into the proprietary system. You need to keep your open mind and look into all other options. What's good out
No.
there? What fits to my business? What fits to my use case? And then go with that.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think even on that workforce resistance part, this is something that in every interaction that I have had with SMB manufacturers, it's said not just in public. Uh,
Hmm.
as in, I was visiting this conference a couple of weeks back, and this question was asked uh, by SMB owners from the dais as well, but even in private conversations, as you sit down with them to just understand the business context, I think this comes up very often, the workforce resistance part. So I think it's a very pertinent one. How do you tackle that?
And that's where starting with a pilot project, bringing the
Mm,
people in, including them. I mean, showing them a bigger picture, getting their buy-in before you roll out. It's very important, because
mm,
for successful operation, there are three things: you need machines, you need methods, which are processes, and you need man, which is people, right? You need
mm.
all these three M's to make every operation successful.
Yeah,
um
and I think they do coexist. I don't think one replaces the other, and
no,
that's
never.
the fear that we probably need to first
Hmm.
remove from the organization itself. Right. All right, great. So let's talk about numbers. I think this is again something uh, that everyone would be looking at. Uh, Most of the people would want to know, how does this pay for me?
Correct. Yeah, the model has changed. It used to be a heavy capex, millions of dollars, or you know, tens or million, 50 millions or 100 millions of dollars. Now it's the OPEX, which is
Hmm.
operational expenditure. So what you do, simple. SaaS fee. SaaS is software as service of
Hmm.
roughly around 100 to 150, 20 to $50 per month per machine.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Obviously,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
are, I mean, we are giving you a wide range based on whatever your use case would be, but that's what we have seen, at least based on our experience. 100 to 250, at least in broader in US, we have seen that.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and I think that again, going back to what we also spoke about, how each of these is having a knock-on effect. We spoke about reduction in your defects, ppm, earlier, using the IoT technology or the
Hmm.
AI driven algorithms. uh, if you are able to demonstrate that, you also have, as you can see here, some very good funding and tax incentives. So for our listeners in the US, there's section 179 deductions. I think you can
Hmm.
deduct the full price of the equipment or the software up to, of course, a limit of 2.5 million, that, in this year itself. So
Hmm.
there are schemes, government schemes, tax credits that are available for uh, improving process efficiency. There are grants that are available through various institutions. You have NIST, MEP programs here, which you can really utilize. And it's, you show the promise, you show the output, and I think there are ways and means where people are ready to help you with it.
Very well said. Yeah, those, thanks for mentioning that. I mean, you factor those in, you can reduce the implementation cost by roughly 30 to 50%, right,
Mm.
Shantanu? Which is
Yeah,
huge. I mean, it's that's all going into your bottom line, and if you're safer would be happy with that, right? Those
no,
factor into
absolutely.
your ROI. Let's
Yeah,
look into
yeah.
the action plan and tools. and pass
Yeah,
them.
so I think before we wrap up,
Mm,
we can specifically talk about those tools.
mm.
So let's say if downtime is my killer, so how do, what do I do about it? How do I tackle
Good,
that?
good question. Yeah, look at like machine metrics, like Siemens MindSphere. Those are some of the software. It's just a plug and play edge devices,
Hmm. Okay,
and
yeah.
if the quality,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
mhm. No, so what if quality is an issue, or scheduling is an issue? So uh, for those two, what would be the examples?
Yeah, there are some cognitive vision systems or Symphony AI. Those are very
Hmm.
good. Those are mentioned here, and definitely, we can provide those insights, further if anyone wants to know about that more. Uh,
Hmm.
we'll leave our contact details after this podcast. But these systems, the cognitive vision systems, Symphony AI, are really good, and a lot of
Okay.
some of the SMBs are successfully using it.
Right, right. I think there's one for scheduling as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. For scheduling, I would say look at Microsoft Dynamics. That's a 365 Business Central. It
Mm-hmm.
comes with an AI enhancement now. Like now most of these softwares are coming up with LLM backed up. Like most of these are AI enhanced, and
Mm-hmm.
they do have like cloud-based MES solutions. So
Okay, great. So I think I very close to wrapping up, but then uh, what do you think is one thing that
hmm.
anyone can take away from this slide deck, from this presentation of ours? What should it be? How would you put that?
So yeah, for the SMBs out there, right? I would say don't wait for the perfect time. There's no thing like perfect time. You have to have a bias for action. The technology is affordable now with the SaaS and all those framework we mentioned earlier. It's it helps you to implement things faster. ROI is proven. Your competitors are already doing it, so why not
Mm.
start doing it? Pick one bottleneck in your area, biggest one, and then run this 12-week pilot and prove it to yourself.
Yeah, I also think there is a huge opportunity for the SMBs to learn from these larger corporations as well. I think you mentioned you have worked with the likes of Amazon, but I have seen that in while working with Honeywell too. That eventually the problem that they are trying to solve using those IoT devices or these advanced software digitization, that problem is replicable. That similar problem also exists with SMBs. Now, agreed that obviously the larger corporations have a financial muscle, but then that's what we exactly tackled earlier, right? That is not going to be a roadblock anymore. So there's a lot to learn from some of the industry leaders who are already implementing that and seeing the benefits from this. So all excellent advices. I think uh, the key for our listeners is to understand that the vision is set. Once you set
Mhm.
it at what I want to achieve in this entire industry 4.0, or even moving on to the 5.0 horizon, as they are calling it today, starts with that first step. Yeah, just take that first step, and that's where your journey will start. So,
Start. All right, wrapping
right.
up, Shantanu. You want to leave your contact details? I mean, I'm just sharing. You want to?
Yes, so yeah, you see it here. Again, both of us are reachable on LinkedIn. I have a business page on LinkedIn for 1.618 business consulting as well. That's my consulting firm. I also have a website by that name. So
Mhm.
do visit it. This set of podcast series is already uploaded on our YouTube channel as well,
Mhm.
and the links are available in our posts about these
Mhm.
podcasts. So go back. You know, every time you listen to this, as we do, we get new ideas. So once you get them, do share them with us. We would like to hear more from you always.
Absolutely. Yeah, and here are my contact details. I'm a co-host. You can find me on my LinkedIn page here, and as well as my Gmail ID is there. We'll drop in this presentation files also on our LinkedIn page for those SMBs out there who would like to dive in deep, and and please reach out to us if you have any specific problem cases or any specific case studies that you would like us to deep dive and provide some solutions, or with our experience. So thank you for listening, and do comment on our LinkedIn content and as well as the YouTube link that Shantu mentioned, because we would like to hear from you also which topic you would like us to cover for next time. That's
Absolutely.
all from us. uh,
Yes, thank you. Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you everyone,
everyone.
and signing off. Yeah, you have a great Sunday evening, and yeah, have a great week ahead. Talk to you later.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you, Aniket. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot, everyone.
bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.